this country
has been built
has been blessed
exactly
by immigrants, and you can take them from any country you want, and they've come here and they've found something that unleashed the potential that the place where they left did not, and we're the product of it.
The question also was about healthcare. I mean, what can you tell us about healthcare that you think is important in terms of the consideration of what might happen? I mean, if you were building a healthcare plan for America, what would be the elements that you would want to include?
Well, there's no doubt that in order to provide decent health care, the percentage of GDP devoted to it is going to go up over time. It's already very high, and yes, there's some efficiencies to be gained in that 18% or so number. But as society ages, as we come up with new things like joint replacement, organ transplant, which are going to create lots of human benefits, we're going to have more resources overall, including more government resources for healthcare. And so it's a tough problem because you have both access problems today and you have cost problems today. And whenever I look at a problem, I have this one simple lens, which is innovation should help here. But in this case, innovation, while it will provide breakthrough drugs that will save costs, like if you can cure Alzheimer's, which we certainly haven't done yet, that will save on huge long-term care costs. So we have these chronic diseases that we've made less progress on than some of the others. And the market mechanism to get pharma to go after those things and the basic research US funds, I am quite optimistic that we'll have some advances, but they'll also give us some very expensive things that will mean we're spending more money against it. And I do hope, that at some point that we really are calling on the best minds to look at the incentives for the breakthroughs, the most efficient system we have here. I think there's a lot of unhappiness in the country now stems from the fact that the healthcare system isn't delivering, and yet people are saying less government, more government. Right. I don't think they're being given the depth of education about why it's so tough that over time will help them vote for the right solution.
The depth of explanation. Let me go. I'll go to Facebook in just a moment. But where was I? I promised 3, 4, and 6. 3 is there, and 6 is up there. So go 3, 6, and then we'll go to Facebook.
Hi, my name is Josh Schaefer, and I'm a dental resident at Columbia. My question is, for future doctors and dentists of America, what advice do you have in giving about having a proper balance of providing that health care, but also mastering the concepts of business and economics?
Well, Atul Gawande is, an incredible author.
Exactly.
He, in the current issue of The New Yorker, has the latest in wonderful articles about the healthcare system. And he's talking about the people who do sort of heroic surgery like himself are paid twice as much as the people who are on an ongoing basis in a great incremental way learning about the patient and seeing what works for them. And it's a calling cry to say, hey, that part of the system needs to be run better, needs more resources. So I think it's brilliant that he's saying that, and it also corresponds to what is working in some other countries.
Okay. 6.
Hello, my name is Dawn. I'm from Columbia College. So you both have invested a great deal of money abroad, but there is a prevailing belief by some that there are pressing issues in America. There are poor people here, there are sick people here, and we should deal with that first before even tackling anything abroad. So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, my own personal thought is that every life is of equal value, and in many ways, if you have a limited number of dollars, you actually can do more for more people outside the United States. We do have greater resources here for our 320 million people than exists around the world for 7+ billion people. So if you you can improve the lot of more people by intelligently spending $1 billion or any other number in other areas of the world actually than here. And I get, coming from Omaha and having the money I have, people can say, well, why not spend it all in Omaha? You know, you grew up here in Omaha, it's done all kinds of things for you, and I absolutely acknowledge that. But in the end, if I've got X dollars to spend, I can make life better for more people if I can have it intelligently allocated in other parts of the world actually than the United States. And that draws a fair amount of criticism, but you know, I live with it because that's just what I believe.
All lives have equal value is really the driving force
Absolutely.
behind
I mean,
the foundation.
I'm an accident. I won the ovarian lottery when I was born in the United States in 1930. It was 40-1 against me. I was male. Now it's 80-1 against being a male in the United States in 1930. I was just plain lucky. My life had been far different. Bill always said if I'd been born a long time ago, I'd have been some animal's lunch because I can't run fast and I can't climb trees and everything. You know? And I'd be saying, I allocate capital. You know? It wouldn't work. And, you know, I was lucky. But 79 out of the 80 weren't as lucky as I was at that time. And,
Bill.
Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, in terms of the helping people in other countries, the foreign aid budget of the U.S. is 0.8% of the budget. And there will be, in the years ahead, a discussion about, is that worth doing? It saves lives for typically about $1,000 of life saved. And in terms of stability and countries eventually being self-sufficient and being part of the world economy, there are some huge benefits to that. So if we were talking about should we spend 20 or 30% overseas, okay, you know, that would be a very interesting discussion. But what we're trying to preserve is something that's gotten smarter and smarter all the time, has proven benefits, all of which are things that our foundation co-invests in the same things, like the polio thing is 0.8%. So I'm hopeful that in a big world that can remain a priority.
All right, let me go to another Facebook question. This is from Nadia Akwal. Says, how might Bill and Warren encourage innovation, particularly among teens and young adults? How do you encourage innovation?
Well, I think you have a market system that provides rewards for it.
Yeah, that's one way. Yeah.
and we haven't. I mean, we have an incubator for innovation in the United States. And, you know, Bill can drop out of school. Andy Grove can come from Hungary. And, I mean, it just welcomes it. And thank God. I mean, that's why we have the kind of prosperity that we have. I mean, the question of how it gets divided is a secondary question, and that does not get solved as well by the market system. But our system is just designed for it, and look at what has happened.
All right, number one. Also, I want to make sure we get the people in the back, so we only have 5 minutes left. So there's a couple of hands up in the back, so please recognize it.
Hi, my name is Sahir. I'm a senior in the engineering school. As men of such great influence, I'm curious, and we touched a little bit about this in the last question, but how you deal with reconciling your convictions with maybe what is believed by the public, maybe even a majority, considering that you have the wealth and power and fame to make such great things happen.
Either.
Well, I don't see, you know, the convictions I have, you know, I love sharing them and talking to people and understanding, you know, where people disagree. You know, I can be overly science-centric about things. You know, there's all sorts of causes that are super important that our foundation, because we have limited resources, we don't get to go and do. There's lots of diseases. There's aspects of education. You know, part of the strength of philanthropy is its diversity, and so just by sharing the fact that it's fun, it really can have measurable impact. I hope that sets an example for all of philanthropy. I don't happen to believe that, you know, my voice should be that much louder than other people. You know, and so, you know, some of these big political donations, you know, at least, you know, I think Warren as well, you know, we've chosen not to have that be a huge way that, you know, we're spending our money. That's a personal choice. You know, the money's being saved for, not for the megaphone, but for the work of the foundation.
we get a podium of a certain sort, but people do not. With a partner like Charlie Munger, you don't have to worry about my views being accepted automatically. They point out the shortcomings. And the influence of money in politics, I really think, is bad news for this country. I think Citizens United was a terrible decision. And the idea that somebody can pour millions and millions of dollars into a campaign, and in certain cases it not even be identified, I think really kind of goes counter to the kind of America I believe in.
The two of you created, along with Belinda and others, created the Giving Pledge. How's that going?
Going terrific, Bill can tell you. It really is going terrific.
Yeah, philanthropy is kind of a
Bill,
lonely
tell them
thing.
what it is exactly.
Yeah, okay, this is, we love philanthropy of all types. And part of the strength of American philanthropy is actually people with very little who are incredibly generous. Here, though, we said for the people who are super lucky, have over $1 billion, we want a group who are working together, who are committed to give the majority of their wealth away, to learn from each other. What's worked, what hasn't worked, how do you involve your kids, how do you hire staff, and they'll find areas they're working on together and cooperate, but we're not pooling any money. And we thought we'd get 20, 25 people together, and in fact now we're at 156. So it is a wonderful yearly event. I've made some great people. I do think that the quantity and quality has gone up because we're getting together. We'll never be able to measure that in a direct way, and we're making special efforts in China and India because now we have a lot of wealth there that wasn't there before. And in their own way, I think by having a strong philanthropic sector, that will help those countries and therefore help the world.
What's interesting now, Bill and I are having dinner actually with the group tonight, for example, but if you go back 100 or 150 years, people got wealthy by making some money from the first oil refinery or steel and mill and building another one, and Henry Ford would build a plant to build cars, and then it would be from retained earnings, which eventually turned into cash. Now you can get rich very young just by having an idea, right. And you can get that idea monetized and capitalized in a way that you cannot believe. So we are particularly interested in getting younger people interested in philanthropy because there are huge fortunes by people that are now in their 20s and 30s, and just think of what the potential for that group. And so this thing has worked out way, way better, including getting younger people to join us.
Number 6.
Hello, my name is Christina Nunez. I'm a fellow dental student to Josh. Thank you for speaking with us today. I'm curious about your insight related to relationships. I'm personally, given a desire to honor myself and respect other individuals, have found it difficult throughout life to discern which relationships to really foster and invest in and accept challenges from, and which to kind of forego and abandon because they're more harmful than helpful. So are there any major life lessons that you two have learned through your personal experiences?
Well, it's a very important question, and the more you will move in the direction of the people that you associate with. So it's important to associate with people that are better than yourself, and actually the most important decision many of you make, not all of you, will be the spouse you choose. Right. And you want to associate with people who are the kind of person you'd like to be. You'll move in that direction, and the most important person by far in that respect is your spouse. I can't overemphasize how important that is, and you're right. The friends you have, they will form you as you go through life, and make some good friends, keep them for the rest of your life, but have them be people that you admire as well as like.
Bill, you'd add to that?
Yeah, some friends do bring out the best in you, and so it's good to invest in those friendships. And some friends challenge you about things you're doing, and that level of intimacy is great. I wouldn't say that I was so obsessed with work. I didn't invest, I'd say, in my 20s and 30s as much as I should have. It's really through Melinda and seeing other people I've realized, okay, that is it's really worth the investment to have those people as you're always there to help them and vice versa.